What's up, my comic comrades? Today we're going to take a look at the origin of one of the newest Darkest Knights, Batmanhattan, or as he likes to call himself, the Darkest Knight. This evil Batman is essentially the final form of the Batman Who Laughs, and we're given the origin of how he took this final form in the recent Death Metal Legends of the Dark Knights one-shot. Yes, we're about to spoil the crap out of this issue, so you've been warned. But before we dive in, we also want to thank Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring today's episode. If you like dark fantasy, Raid Shadow Legends is the game you should be playing. It's free to play, and you can use our links in the description below to download Raid for yourself on your phone or your PC. It takes you to the dark fantasy world of Teleria, where you'll fight noble kings and dark wizards. There are many great aspects of this game, but the lore of the various factions is amongst the best in our opinion. There are 16 different factions altogether, including the Banner Lords, the Sacred Order, and the Night Revenant. But as I've said before, the Dark Elves are definitely our favorite. My go-to champion is Kale from the Dark Elves faction. He's just a beast. Another great thing about Raid is they're constantly updating and adding to the game. In fact, they just released another major update and added champion fragments, which lets you collect pieces of specific high-level champions that you could use to summon those champions. And they actually have a special event running right now to get the legendary champion Krila Witcharm. It ends August 28th, so don't hesitate. There's also a new bazaar where you can load up on high-level items with the gold bars you win in the tag arena. And they just extended the daily login rewards up to 270 days, so you can get even more free champions and helpful rewards just for logging in. Bottom line, there's never been a better time to start, so go to the description and click one of our links, and all new players will receive 50k silver, 50 gems, 1 energy refill, 1 clan boss key, 5 mystery shards, 1 day XP booster, and the epic champion Shaman from the Orcs faction, all for freezies. Again, only new players will get those bonuses through our link, and once you're set up, you'll have them waiting for you to claim in your inbox right here for the next 30 days. So as always, good luck, and we'll see you there. But now let's take a look at how the Batman Who Laughs became the Darkest Knight. It starts off with us getting the Batman Who Laughs perspective from a scene that happened in Death Metal issue 2, where a bunch of evil Alfreds from all over the Dark Multiverse are operating on him, putting his brain inside of a Bruce Wayne Dr. Manhattan body. If you want to know why they're putting his brain inside of a Bruce Dr. Manhattan body, check out our episode for Death Metal issue 2 right here. Anyway, the Batman Who Laughs then says to himself while looking up at the bright lights over the operating table, "I'm aware of what they will say to me before they say it. The first will ask if it worked, the second will ask if I'm here, and the third will want to know if I could hear them." And guess what? He was right, because all 3 Alfreds ask him all of that in the exact order that he stated. The Batman Who Laughs then says to himself, "And I am here. No, I am no longer the Batman Who Laughs. I am something more. I just need to figure out what that is." We then get a giant splash page from the Batman Who Laughs, who's going through Batman's history, starting from the night his parents died. And he's saying how a hero was born from tragedy, from bullets fired in a dark alley in Gotham. He then talks about how he swore an oath on his parents' grave to avenge their deaths by protecting others from their fate. He goes on to say how Batman trained for years, crafting his mind and body into the perfect weapon, and eventually came back to Gotham to fight alongside incredible allies and defeat incredible villains. But at the end of recapping Batman's origin, he says, "But if I were the Batman of the real world, Earth Zero, this is where my story would end. But I am not Batman." We then get another huge 2-page spread where the Batman Who Laughs is telling us about his dark multiverse and how on his universe he ended up killing the Joker, but the Joker had one final joke. You see, a toxin in the Joker's heart released upon his death, a toxin that would make whoever killed him the next Joker, making Batman the Batman Who Laughs. The Batman Who Laughs then continues telling us how Barbados came to him and taught him the nature of the dark multiverse, and how there was a true stable multiverse above it, where the real Batman lived. The Batman, which all the Batmans down here were twisted reflections. He then says Barbados planned to drag the multiverse down into the dark and destroy it. So the Batman Who Laughs convinced him if he wanted to bring the world to heel, he needed more dark Batmen. So the Batman Who Laughs found his first Dark Knights, his own Justice League of Batmen. But of course, the Batman Who Laughs had his own agenda. When the heroes of Earth Zero won the battle against Barbados, he would not let himself be dragged back into the dark. You see, the Batman Who Laughs predicted that Barbados' actions would free the great mother of the multiverse, Perpetua. So he engineered a plan to usurp her chosen right-hand man Lex Luthor, so that as she rose, he would rise with her. But even being Perpetua's right-hand man, he knew he still lacked the power to fight back should she turn against him. And he knew he could only keep the heroes of Earth Zero at heel for so long, and that Wonder Woman would one day rebel and cut him down. And she eventually did, and there ended the story of the Batman Who Laughs. But as he says, I am not the one who laughs either. Not anymore. I am something else, made from the one dark Batman that I told no one about. The Batman Who Laughs goes on to tell us, see, while I was still him, traveling the dark multiverse in search of knights, I saw one echo of a Batman I hid from everyone. A Bruce Wayne who, after encountering an incredible energy tied to a button Hatton from another universe decided to replicate that power. I then watched him build the intrinsic field generator, unaware of its true power or what it might lead to. I watched as the experiment began to go awry, and as he went to set it right, I activated the machine. It took months for that Batman to pull himself back together, molecule by molecule, a power strong enough to create and destroy worlds, a Batman Hatton. But it only took seconds for my energy knife to lobotomize him before he grew powerful enough to see me coming. And so, I had my path to ascension. The Batman who laughs now in the Batman Hatton body says, I feel my awareness expanding as my mind takes hold of its new body, and I am ready to take my final form. He then says, I am not only aware of my entire life, but the life of every twisted Batman in the dark. And I will put aspects into myself from the most terrifying, the most vicious, and be something new. Yes, I will be the culmination of human evil and a cosmic weapon of infinite power, designed to win at any cost. I draw in the many lifetimes of experience and knowledge, and so I explore Batman after Batman. He goes on to say, in a way, I become each of them, and I learn from the Dark Nightmare lives. Each of the ways a Batman could be pushed to fail, and I stitch their experiences and skills into my mind, becoming more and more powerful as I push deeper into the dark. Until suddenly, it dawned on me, a revelation clear as day, a simple truth I never saw before this moment. He then tells us that the Batman has always been a reactionary idea. He was born in response to those gunshots in the alley. And just as he has reaction, so does all the twisted Batmen of the dark. Even the most dominant of them are still a reaction to some fear that has shaped him, built him into some new, crueler incarnation perfectly designed to overcome it. And now this ascended Batman who laughs understands this, and even says, I now know that I am not a Batman of any kind. Not a Batman who laughs, not a Batman Hatton, not even a combination of all the dark Batmen. I am more. And to be more, I must not be a reaction. I must be the thing that creates the reaction. I will be the bullet, the multiverse will be the dark alley, and its worlds still fall like pearls before me. I just need to stop for a second because holy crap, this is awesome. The dialogue for this issue and the Batman analogies he's making to relate to the Batman's origin is so good. Hats off to Scott Snyder, Josh Williamson, and James Tynion who wrote this story. Well done, my friends. Well done. Anyway, this ascended Batman who laughs then says, the speedster with the touch of Manhattan, I will take his power and then rise up and create my own multiverse. A multiverse that laughs. Every planet like a bullet to be fired at gods like Perpetua. A multiverse that will eat all other realities after reality until there is not one being in the Omniverse but me, the darkest night of all. It's at this point we are taken back out of his mind and onto the operating table where the Alfreds are looking at him saying, thank God, it's really you, isn't it? Say something, please. And the Darkest Knight says, bang, with an evil smile as the story ends. And that, my friends, is the origin of the Darkest Knight, and a really dope origin at that. Again, the Darkest Knight is really just the Batman who laughs final form, and I kind of love it. I know a lot of people may be tired of the Batman who laughs and all these Dark Knights because DC has been pumping them out for the last 3 years or so. And I totally understand and get that. I myself think they need to take a break from the Dark Multiverse and all these Dark Knights after Death Metal wraps up. But you can't deny that these Dark Knights they created, at least a good amount of them, have dope origins and backstories. In any case, I clearly enjoyed this story, but what do you guys think? Are you tired of the Batman who laughs and all this Death Metal Dark Knight stuff, or do you want more? Let us know in the comment section down below. And just like that, my comic comrades, that brings today's episode of Variant to a close. But if you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to check out this one right here. And if you like our channel, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. It helps us out. But I will see your lovely faces next time when I talk about all things comics.